Yo, 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 yo. What's the deal, everybody? We're back. I thought I was going to take 15 minutes break, but I needed more time. Cause in as much as this is fun, it's uh it's a little bit mentally exhausting. Um Not like I'm having to figure out design stuff like the where, when and all those W's. Like I'm not having to figure all that out, but something about this streaming doesn't feel natural. And I think it's because I'm talking. If I'm just like locked in, quickly achieve like a flow state and just go, it's going to be easy. But like I feel like streaming requires you to engage. That's if there's anybody there. Let me see. If there are people, there's everyone on the stream, I won't even stay in this. I'll just be walking and be going. Let's check. Because there's no point in anything if there's nobody here. I don't know if you get. You should get. Let's see. Ah, well, there's one, there's one person. Daniel, what's up now? You know they sleep. Oh my god. Let me leave this open so I can see in case I need to engage. But yeah, I think for the second part of this stream, we're going to be making some trash bins on Splash. Let's look for trash bins. Not these plastic ones. These ones, I modeled them yesterday. However, you see the ones that look like this, I didn't model these ones. These ones, I think I'm going to figure out on my own, in the sense that I probably want to add it to the list of models that I want to do for this garbage can. You know, the one that I did was good, but there are a lot more varieties that I didn't capture. So I want to make sure those are captured, basically. So I'm just going to open it somewhere to the side. So with the trash bins, I want to model. No, not this is too easy. I'm looking for. Let me look for metal trash bins. Yeah, I'm looking for things like this. Things like this, actually. Yeah, things like this to model. Um, First I'll tackle this quickly, and then I will jump on to the next thing. So first things first, I'm going to clear out the scene. I'm going to add in a cube, and I'm going to GZ, just like so. So the next I'll go to my asset browser. Then we're going to get a reference. You guys already know the drill at this point. Alt G, GX, bring this out. So again, I think a trash can should be around the knee or maybe a little bit above the knee of a human. So this is the size. Around this point should be cool. So this is not a tall. This is not a tall woman. She doesn't look tall. So I probably want to increase this a little bit. Yeah, so this is the height I'm going to be working with, and I can just bring this to the side, and then let's do the first one. The first one is going to be cylindrical, and I'm going to GZ, bring this to the surface right there, and scale down, scale on the Z, just like so. First things first, I am quickly going to, I think I'm going to start from the base and work my way up to the top. Right here, we will see that this place has some kind of an inset. So I'm going to just bring this out a little bit, and we'll see that right here, some faces are, I won't say missing, but they're not just there, right? And I like the design because you can easily just throw things in. You don't necessarily have to make any contact with it whatsoever, with the trash can whatsoever. It's a simple design that I feel like it is effective. There are 6 people on this. Hey, six. What are the 6 of you? I know that Daniel is one. Who is the other person that is on? How can I see people on stream? Oh my god, I can't. 6 persons. Okay, it's now 2. Back to default. That's cool. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. GZ up to the surface. Select this, and I'll delete these faces right here. Right? Right here. I can GZ up. This is already looking so huge. Set this to 4, and I can select this and then bevel that. I can bevel this. I don't think this is cool design wise, so I'm going to change that to 3. 1, 2, 3. Bevel that. Sweet. I'm going to select. So all of these faces, what I'm going to do to them now is I'm going to insert, but insert twice. Right now, you'd see that the insert is not, it's not looking good. So I'm going to select all, and then I would apply scale. I'll apply scale, insert, and no. I'm only going to select this part right here. Just this part. And then I can insert, right? And then right here, I can subdivide. Yo, Daniel, good night, man. Like, shout out to you. We should go talk for Instagram. Like, yeah, you're really supportive of the things that I do, and yo, I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Like, it means a lot. From IG, follow me up to YouTube, and I don't. Last I remember, I don't think you 3D model. Oh. You don't 3D model, so it's crazy. Thanks for the love, man. Good night, bro. Yeah, subdivide and then change that to a circle. So right here, I am going to switch this to individual origins, and then I'm going to scale. I'm just going to scale down the circles because I feel like they are humongous. then delete those faces. So this looks cool. Shade smooth. Okay, that's nice. Right here, I think at this point now I should start considering using what you call it, mirror modifier. Extrude along. What I'm going to do first, before I do that extrude along, I think this top needs to go. Delete those faces. And how am I going to approach this? How? First of all, going to bevel that and then extrude inward. You know what? I need those faces back. I'm not going to include this, so I can bevel, extrude along normals. So this is cool. Right here, I'm going to insert, subdivide. I'm going to change into a circle, scale that down, extrude inward, insert, and extrude outward. So with the extrusion outward, what I can do is select this and then extrude along the mouse, just like so. So all of this, I just need to, right now, start putting edge loops, because if I say I want to be done with the model and then put edge loops later, it's just going to be a lot of headache. So I'm going to put supporting edge loops right now, right here. Control B. Sweet. Do I have a GoPro among those things I'm modeling? Let me see. Do I have a GoPro? I feel like I want to model a GoPro at some point. So I want to replace things like the saw. I think the saw is a cool thing to model. But maybe a paint can with a GoPro. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. I can flip and then I can do it to this part. So insert, subdivide, scale it down a little. You know what? Can I just copy what I've done here up to this part? So I can delete that face, and then what it is I've done here in terms of the vertices, I can just shift these, right? So what I can do is select this, and then bridge between both. Bridge. Okay. Okay, looks like it's successful. Then on to mirror to this side too. What else? What's next? What's next? What's next? So I think something that this trash can has is a GZ just like so, and I'll scale this down a GZ, and I would extrude, or no, I would insert, and I would GZ just like so, and I would insert, and I'll make this meet at center right here, and just GZ softly like so. So I think this is what this looks like, only that right here I'll put a bevel here, just slight, and then here there's a little bit of an opening that I feel like should be captured with a deletion of the face. Or no, I don't need to delete the face. I can just SZ 0, bevel that, and then extrude along normals. GG. So in here, I think there's something that I have not captured, and that is something like this. Scale SX GX SX GX Z, just like so, SZ GZ SZ. GY or GX, and yep. So right here I can bevel SZ, and what I can do is create a different selection from this, come to this face right here, delete the face, and then EY. Sweet. So right here I can bring cursor to this point and this to 3D cursor, and I can flip, and then I can select all, can select all and extrude along just like so. But this needs to be down here, except I want to create, I think I want to create some other point so it make this make sense right here. Yep. We'll create some bolt points right here. Circle, and then same thing that we did earlier we're going to do here. I'm going to select this entire part and Shift D Z, scale this down, and delete these faces right here. So I can scale and just GZ, basically. Select this, scale, select these two, and just bridge between both. Nope, nope, no, no, no. That's not what I'm trying to do. Select this, bridge. Ah, why is it not bridging you? View frame selected, and let's see what's going on here. Why this is not bridging? Bridge. What's going on? Let's try it again. Y L shaped. Select this, and then whoa. What's going on? You know what? Let me just do this bridging myself. Fill, fill, select this two, fill, select this edge, go all the way around. Since it's me, want to frustrate today. Cool. Apply this, mirror this. That's nice. Right here, I can do some bevel work. Just simple bevels. Hmm. Mm. Select bevel. Select right here. Y shade auto smooths. I think this right here needs to be bevel also. I think this, I need to put a solidify on this. Solidify, where are you? Oh, see problem with keeping everything on one mesh. Ah, oh my God. Delete vertices. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. This is posing to be a challenge. Hmm. Where's solidify? Where's solidify? Solidify right here. And I'm going to make sure that this solidify is very, very light. Very, very light. Solidify modifier. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take this to 001. Yep. And then this also needs a subdivision. So before I put the subdivision, I'm just going to go to places where I feel like they need support loops. I think here needs a support loop. Here, one of those here. They do need support loops. Right. Here also. So I'm going to just select all those and just give support loops first. Then this right here, this loop right here needs support. Something going on here that I don't understand. But let me see if I can figure it out. Alt S. Delete vertices. come on, man. Like, why is Blender dragging for this thing? It's not a lot of polygons. What else? I think this base too. Um, I'm going to look for a metal texture. Metal. I like this one. I'm going to go to the shader editor and basically work on this. Let's do cube UV first. I don't think I like this. I'm going to look for another texture. It's too grungy and too rough. Yeah, I think this is more like it. Let me go to cycles rendering and see what that looks like. Let me look for something else. You know what? I will keep this and then I'll go to the material, the shader editor. I'm going to bring in a mixed color. Right? First. For the mixed color, we're going to create a slight difference. Like this. Bring this down. Like this. Okay, I like this, but the roughness is not, it's not rough enough. So I'm going to see what the roughness map looks like. And then I'll make this less rough. I'm still seeing a ton of reflection on this. I have to check if there's a clear coat. Taking out displacement. Let's see. Okay. Sweet. I think it needs some decals. It actually needs some decals. But nah, I'm not putting decals. Let's go on to the next trash bin. No, but before GX, I'm going to apply all of that. And now we can GX out of the way. We're going to go on to the next. No, I'm keeping this ones. I'm going to model them later. That's this trash bins. I'll just do two of this. Just two. Whoa. Link material. Okay. GX. Running my GNX. We didn't need the baker. GZ. Scale down. Let's see. What's the thing? Mm. Hmm. First of all, this right here, I would extrude, scale, GZ, and all of this I can scale just like so. Right? So in order to achieve that effect, what I can do is delete every other one. Just like so. One, two. It's not complete though. Or we can do it like this, check out the selects and delete these faces. Then same apply with this, check out the select, and this is supposed to be the inverse. Let's do check out the select again. You know what? I would inverse this and then hide every other mesh. Do that check out the select again. And then I'll inverse on that and then delete faces. And then I'll call back all the mesh that was hidden. But of course, the one I now did is right. I can Alt H, bring back the whole thing. And this right here, I can delete this face. So that's cool. Pretty much almost there as regards this one. So this right here, I can extrude this downward a little bit, come to the front view. What? Select this entire shape and bevel that just like so. And then right here, oh, you know what? I can select this entire face, Shift D, isolate that selection, and then I want to bridge between all of this, right? Bridge, bridge. So I'm basically calling back that shape so that we can create this edge right here. Flip, nope. I have to connect this first if I flip. No. Bridge and then mirror. So right here, I can just delete some of these edge loops. Dissolve edge, select all and extrude along normals. But before that, I want to apply scale and do it again. This is good, but this is too thick. Extrude along normals lightly. Right here, I can select this and GC, right? So this is going to be just a normal slight extrusion on this part. So aside this, there is also an inner kind of a container. So I'm going to use an existing face to generate this. So I'm going to select this and isolate this face right here. So what we can do is GZ, and I'll scale that, and I can extrude that entire face and scale Shift Z. Give me a second, please. All right. Scale, GZ. Select this, bevel. Right here, I can add an edge loop. Select this edge and then scale. Select, bevel that. C'est fini. This face, I can delete this face, right? And then select the entire thing and just extrude along normal slightly. What I can do to this edge is I just bevel them in case I need to add a subdivision. And then for the top, I think it needs a torus, but I'm going to bring cursor to this point, bring in a torus, and then I'm going to make it slimmer, kind of make it look like a handle basically. Let's bring in a torus again, and then I think this was 32 or 48, right? Yeah. Yeah. Scale into place. Let's see what that looks like. Right. Then this, can I extrude this along normal? Yeah, yeah. So I think this trash bin is pretty much done. Can I Shift G and just select Shift G? Wow. You know what? I'm going to give this a collective bevel. A general bevel for all. Right click, shade auto small, and this trash bin is done. GX. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. What day is this? Come on, come on, come on. Day what? Day what? $53 trash bins. Day 53. Day 53 trash bins. Next is going to be this bin right here. GZ. Scale. SZ. Scale. SZ. Select these faces and scale. GZ. All right. So I'm going to model this one and the cover. Okay. I think I got it. Let's Shift Z. Bring this in. I'm going to bevel. Essentially get this space. Come right here. I'm going to add one more loop to this point, and maybe one more to this point, and then so this point right here can kind of be extruded, but I'm going to delete these edges. Make this 3, select this, and extrude along the mouse. Right? So for these faces right here, I'm going to do a checker the select. Right? Checker the select, yeah. And then I'm going to apply the scale. I'm going to insert, and then I'm going to extrude along normals. So when I apply subdivision to this, it's going to smoothen all that area out. Then for the cover up top, I'm going to insert, right? And I'm going to extrude GZ, but all of that is going to be contained. All this are going to be, let me not bevel it now. I think I'm just going to do a collective bevel for the whole thing. Next is I see some kind of a handle. So right here, right at the center, I'm going to call the cursor to this point, and I'm going to bring in a cube first. GX. I'm going to scale on the x-axis, GX, and right about GY, SY, GY, SY, GY. I can apply scale and just bevel all that. Right, so right here I can just flip to the other part and then scale this down so it's not such a heavy visual for this model. Still feels heavy, but I think we can work with this. Right? GX. So right here, I can bring cursor to this point. I can bring in a cube, select all of that cube, come right here, and merge at center. I'm going to come to the front, GX. I'm going to EX, EZ, and EX. just like so. It's looking like a really small handle now. So I'm going to GX, bring this out. Hmm. GX in GZ, and then can use this as a reference to double that. But for this, I'm going to bring it all the way to the other side. So it kind of looks like it's a much more stronger handle. Because something that makes the other design works is that it just feels like it's going to stay for a while, that handle. So I want to achieve the same with this. So these two are going to be joined together. And then this right here, I'm going to bevel this, bevel this. And then I'm going to convert to curves. And right here on the geometry part, I can add a little bit of depth. Add scale. And then GX. I think for this I want to increase the size, so I can go 0.004, or let's do 0.0035. And then right here I can just shade smooth, and I think we have an handle. So what I'm going to do is change everything to a mesh and then flip this to the other part. So we're going to go on to making the cover. I can duplicate this, select this and easy, and ES, just like so. So let me see what we're trying to create. I can GZ, scale that, easy, easy, ES, and then easy. But this time it's going to be scaled in a little bit. So right here, is that rain? Okay, that's rain. That seems like NEPA will soon take the light, but it's cool. I'm going to bring cursor to this point, and then right here, I can bring in this shape that we can use to form SY, scale SY, and then delete edges, EX, EX, mirror this, scale down, and right here, we can bevel this. So on this part, we can GX and then create an opening, but I will apply scale first. Create an opening, subdivide, subdivide, circle, and then I can scale and then delete face. Right? So this right here, I can scale down, bring cursor to this point, and then I can just bring in a cylinder first. And then on that cylinder, I can bring in a 6-sided cylinder. Is there a way I can post stream? Because right now I need to go and just check things. GZ S and bevel. I'm going to join both and then mirror. Shade smooth. Right here, same thing. Bevel. Right. Apply that, and then I think I want some thickness on this. I'm going to extrude along normals. Shade auto smooth. This also I'm going to give a little bit of thickness, right? Solidify. I need to bevel this first before I. Oh, no. Let me add this, add this. This is cool. GX. But before that, let me see if I can make this cover into one object. So we can click this and just join all of that. And so this allows me to be able to GX and make another variation of this where the cover is out basically. So I can create something like this. I'm going to bring cursor to this point and I can just rotate this G, hang this to the side just like so. And then what I'm going to do is rotate this from the 3D cursor so that it's just around this point. So it looks like this needs edge loops. So I'm just going to add some holding loops. And that's fine. Link object data. And that's cool. I'm going to go on to the next. I hope I don't have so much more to do because I'm already feeling sleepy and I have. This looks like a variation of. No. I'm not doing it. I'm really looking forward to that last one. But this, I'm just going to select a few that I would do, and the few I'm going to select are things that maybe make design sense. Oh no, I'm going to skip this. I'm going to skip that. This is the last one I'm going to be doing for the night. Let me see. Let's see the stream. I don't know why we aren't notified though. JSM. I don't know why you weren't notified of the session, but like it's not something that you know. I probably should make a post on my YouTube page, you know, just to kind of create a little bit of an awareness amongst my YouTube guys. But yeah, shout out to you for joining in, and thank you for the comments, man. That means a lot. I see that you shoot videos and you edit videos, you color grade. So yeah, shout out. Um, if you're a subscriber, I think it should actually notify you that someone started a live stream. But yeah, that speaks to. I mean, it kind of speaks to the lack of publicity around it. And why am I not publicizing this? I'm trying to think now within myself. Like, I don't want pressure, in the sense I don't want to feel like there's a need for me to create things that looks pretty and perfect, in the sense. So it's almost like whoever joins, whoever doesn't join is cool. Like, I'm not trying to have 1,000 people on the stream. No, I'm just trying to create models and have that documented and live streamed on my channel, basically. So yeah, shout out to you, Jason. Back to the modeling of today. So yeah, we got this. I'm going to bring in a cylinder of 32 sides, and I'm going to bring it up to the surface. Right here, I'll scale this down, come to the side view, and I can scale this on the Z axis just like so. Right? So this is kind of divided into two different parts. We have one right here and we have one right here. Right? And at the center is where it has that interesting pattern that I am looking forward to creating. I won't even lie to you. But like, before we get there, let's just get on to creating the somewhat less interesting parts. Right here, and then GZ, right? And then right here, I can just bevel this, right? And then can come to the transparent view, and on this part, I can insert, apply scale, insert again. And then I can delete these faces just like so. And from the top, I can extrude. I can, move that up. That was an extrude. Apply the scale. And I can just slightly bevel not slightly, a lot of bevel on that. So something that is here that is really interesting. It's just this thin trim. Like, when you are adding details like this, like, I call them panel lines, these kind of lines. There's a way to tastefully add them where it just adds to the functionality and the beauty of that model. You see this line here. Let me just create it. If I was kind of designing something by myself, I would say, oh, okay, this panel line, like I have to make it big because it feels like an important detail to capture. I have to make it so much visible. But if you tastefully just add it, just like a very slim trim, it adds so much to the realism one, to making it feel like it's at scale. It takes away from, if you make it really slim, it takes away from making it look like a miniature, because it's miniature that try to exaggerate all of those details so that it's obvious in your face. But if you're trying to create something that is just, it looks like it works, it looks like a real world object. You see all these trims, make it really slim. That is a rule of thumb I've been doing now for like a lot of models that I do. I have a tendency of making it really huge. Pause. But these days I try to make it really slim. Even this one is really huge. Like if I go back to the reference and come back to this, you will see that the one that I did is big. So I'm going to bevel this and I'm going to reduce that a little. I'm going to select all of this and GZ. Cool. So next I'm going to create this opening, that opening, and then there's a slim trim. You see the trim I'm talking about. See, this one is so slim. This one is even obvious a little bit. But this one right here, let me show you how slim it is. Super trimmed up. Yep, that's it. So I'm going to select this face. I'm going to insert, right? And right here I can GY or EY rather. So what I can do is add a holding loop right here, select this, and I can just insert this a little, and then I'll add another holding loop right here. So what I can do now is just apply subdivision, see the way things are working. Something I would have done was to add a holding loop on this, so I can't go one by one now. So I probably have to fill all of this back. Oh my god. This is a rookie mistake I made. I'm supposed to have seen this. Bevel. Can I just cut across the entire mesh with a knife tool? Let me see. Okay, I think I can do that. Then cut across. SZ 0 GZ. Oh man, why is not cutting? Okay, I will mirror this to the other part. That is what I'm going to do. I don't have time, so I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to bevel all of this. GZ, then mirror this to the other parts, and I think we got it. Something I want to do is just create a breathing space around here. GZ. Y, select that. Y again. I'm going to offset this. Why can't I offset this? I beg. You know what? I'm going to bevel this slightly, and then with this selected, I can GZ. So what I can do now is this top, not looking as sharp as I want it to look. So I can L select this, L select this, and I can sharpen this top right here, shade smooth, and I can solidify. So I feel like this is cool. I just quickly want to go through the materials and make sure the right ones are applied. Link material. I think the whole thing, I can just link the same material to them. So I think, yeah, that's all for the night. I'm just going to go to bed right now. Oh no, I have a design for church that I need to start work on. So I might be up till like 1:30, and I'll just call it a night. So yeah, that is about it, guys. So long. And until I see you guys in the next one, man. Peace. And shout out to everyone that have been joining the streams. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.